I'm O.W. Root, and this is Pleasant Peninsula. The snow is melting. The ice is melting. Kind of, slowly, bit by bit. We're beginning to melt. Doesn't look like it now. You know, you look around here and you see a lot of white, but trust me, it's disappearing bit by bit. That sweet sound, the most beautiful sound in the world. Maybe you can hear it right now. Trickling water down off the gutters, down onto the ground. No, you might not think that's the most beautiful sound in the world, but after a long winter, it is. It's a sign that it's finally going away, slowly, and spring will be here. I welcome that sound, the trickling of the gutters, trickling of the water down the gutters. And all this melting reminds me of the fact that men and women are different. It's a shocker, right? I think we all know that. It's obvious. And you might be wondering, how does the dripping water, how does the melting of the ice and snow remind you that men and women are different? I'll explain. Men and women focus on different things. Men and women get obsessed with different things. For example, women focus more on or like to transfer the coffee from the coffee bag to a glass coffee holder, or the granola from the granola bag to a jar of sorts. That's something that they do. They beautify the inside of the house. They organize the fridge, this sort of stuff. That is what keeps them up at night. What keeps us up at night as men? The ice on the driveway. The ice that will not melt on the driveway. We lay awake at night, trying to sleep, but we can't because we want that ice gone. You know, in same thing in the summer, you know, some guys are lawn guys. They're obsessed with their grass, their fertilizer, getting everything perfect. That's their obsession. I'm not a lawn guy in the summer, but I am an ice guy in the winter. And I have been obsessed with our driveway and the ice. Our driveway is disgusting. It's awful. It's terrible. It's like a terrible ice rink. Ice rink meets, I don't know, off-roading terrain or something. It's just craggy. I mean, driving and you're like this. It's not a good scene. And for the past week and a half, I'm out there looking out the window like this. Wonder when that ice is gonna leave. Maybe a little meltage, looking up the weather. Okay, it's getting up to 44. Analyzing things. If it stays over 32 at night, maybe it'll be better. Need some sun. I'm trying to game out. I'm trying to plan out when that ice is gonna be gone. I'm going out there with a snow shovel and trying to break it up. I want that ice gone. I'm obsessed with the ice. And it's not just me. It isn't just me. My wife was at the doctor. She was talking to her doctor. Doctor said, they're talking about warming up weather. Her doctor said, well, we're looking forward to having the ice off the driveway. And my wife said, my husband is obsessed with the ice on the driveway. And it came out that my wife doesn't care about it. And the doctor said, you know, I don't care about it either. But my husband does. He can't stop talking about it. This is our domain as guys. For some reason, we're obsessed with the ice. We want it gone. And maybe it's because, I mean, what is it? Is it because we don't want that reminder of winter? We just want spring to be here. We want that sick and disgusting ice gone. Whatever it is. Like I said, men and women focus on different things. Women focus on cleaning the fridge, eating up the leftovers, not having any of that remain. We are obsessed with the ice on the driveway. Keeps us up at night. Soon that ice will be gone. Have you been to Indian River? Have you been to the Cross in the Woods in Indian River? If you haven't, I want to show you. Let's roll that video.
The Cross in the Woods is a beautiful and serene place. And though I'm not a Catholic myself, I believe I understand something about the beauty of this place. I think there's a deep beauty and deep religiousness in nature in the North. I think it's enriching for our soul, awe-inspiring, and spiritually elevating to encounter beautiful works of nature, God's creation, in a personal and intimate way. Of course, God is everywhere, and it is all His dominion. But there's something special about the silent prayer in the field, the shrine under the trees, the unmolested scene of His creation, the cross in the woods, in the quiet of the place that seems to still our heart in a busy world.
What an incredible place, huh? Beautiful. Beautiful space. Beautiful place. It's really a religious retreat, or part religious, part nature reserve almost. You have all these little shrines tucked away in the woods. And it's so quiet, so still. And I'm sure it's busy in the summer, or busier. I'm sure there are more tourists visiting the shrines when people are coming up north, when it's not 10 degrees. But in early March, it was completely silent. It was just me there, with the sound of snow sometimes falling from the branches, melting snow a little bit, birds singing, just a few. And it was beautiful. And like I said, I think there's a deep connection or religiousness in nature. It resonates with us. It resonates with our soul. It speaks to us, or it speaks to me at least. There's a deep spiritual connection there, encountering God's creation. It dwarfs you in the proper way. And I don't think it's a surprise that so many religious retreats happen at the end of the earth. I mean, think about that. It doesn't seem that religious retreats often happen in just the hub of civilization. They're far away. They're at the edge. They're as far away as you can get, and hosted or placed or built in a place where you can be as close to unspoiled creation as possible. Think about the monastery up in the Keweenaw Peninsula, Jampot, the monks up there, the Catholic monks up there. It's a perfect example. I mean, that is truly the end of the earth. And something else that I think is really interesting about this story, in addition to the religiousness of the North, because of the religiousness of nature, sort of thread underneath reality in a way, I think the Catholic history of northern Michigan is super interesting. It's something I didn't realize until I lived up here. Crossing the Woods is a perfect example, obviously. The monks up in the Keweenaw, that's a perfect example. The names themselves, Marquette in the UP, St. Ignace, right over the bridge. Charlevoix, the main church in Charlevoix, is Catholic church right downtown, right on Main Street, right at the end of Main Street. Same thing in Petoskey. The tallest steeple in Petoskey is the Catholic church downtown. In Goodhart, there's St. Ignatius. There was a church built there before the Civil War. And Jesuits were in the area in the 1740s. It's so long ago. That's really deep, rich history. And that underscores the history of the French. Sault Ste. Marie is the oldest city in Michigan. We forget that. But the French came down from the north, not up from the south. It's an incredible history. And it's an interesting thing that I didn't realize until I lived up here. And it's incredible, the history and the stories that are sort of hidden or just baked into life that you don't see, you don't notice, and you don't realize until you think about it a little bit. And you make some connections and you start to realize, wow, there's fascinating history everywhere. The religious and Catholic history of northern Michigan is a good example of that. I'm O.W. Root for Michigan Enjoyer.